Hello and welcome to the Art of Tarot and to another live stream here on my English language channel, the Art of Tarot. Yeah, I'm excited to do another full moon reading. I haven't been doing these moon readings on this side of the English side of YouTube, of my YouTube appearance in a while. So yeah, I'm back at it, and I picked a really good one, which is the full moon in Cancer. And I know that in the description it's saying the wrong thing. It is actually the full moon in Cancer and not in Capricorn. It's just the wrong thumbnail. I'm sorry, I'm gonna change it ASAP. But yeah, I'm very excited that you guys are with me. And when we're talking about full moon in Cancer, we're talking about an emotional full moon that is quite intense for a lot of people, and that is quite internally up. Maybe a little an internal upheaval is happening here for some of us. It could be a release of emotions, it could be a release of certain things that have been stuck deeper in our subconscious. It is actually a nice moon to release. So yeah, this can be helpful to release patterns, emotional things that maybe even have been manifesting in our body. So it depends on where you have this moon, in which house, but this is very helpful for feeling all the feels. So yeah, I'm saying it again, this is a reading for the full moon in Cancer, not in Capricorn, of course. It's just the wrong thumbnail I uploaded, and I apologize. I will change that for the people who watch this reading later. I will change that ASAP. All right. I will do a general reading in the beginning, as always. In the second part of the reading, I will go into a relationship dynamic, and then in the end of the reading, I will pull a card for every sign, just one card, and I will, let's see if I have my stuff here that I need. I'm afraid not. Yeah, I will go just starting from Cancer this time, and I will just go through the zodiac. So that will be the order of the signs for the ones who are wondering which sign is coming when. So yeah, let's look at a general energy. Later on, I will also move the camera so you can look at the whole picture here on the table. All right, we start with, the Death card. And I knew it's going to come out because it already looked at me. And I'm not sure how you guys are feeling, but I've been thinking a lot about death lately, and it is weird. It's very strange because it's been coming up for me as a really strong decision, also to like a conscious decision to let parts of yourself die that hold you back, or that are just not authentic anymore, or you really don't identify with anymore, and to really once and for all release those parts. It might have been a long journey up to here to be able to finally let them fully go, because the Death card is not so much a quick cut off type of thing. It's more like a slow progression and transformation. So it is the equivalent of, you know, physical death, people dying naturally. So when we die, when our body dies, let's put it that way, when our physical body dies, most of the time and often it is not a very freak accident, fast kind of thing. It's more like a progression of the body getting worse and things starting to degenerate. So this is somehow coming up for me personally. It was coming up for parts of identity, parts of the psyche, maybe past identifications that you, or past parts of the self that you're not identifying with anymore, and that very consciously now need to go. Where like this, I'm done with this. I'm happy to let this go. I'm happy to kind of kill this off. At the same time, it might bring some grief, which is super interesting, I think, because it definitely did bring up some grief for me, like just grieving those old parts of the self that are no longer part of where we're going to move forward to. So they can't be with us. They can't be with us for this next part of the journey. And that might be sad, you know, that might be a little heavy to say goodbye. But at the same time, we should not doubt that decision or that process. All right, so, wow, yes, exactly, the Star card. So we're in the center of the reading, we have the Star card now, which is what we are arriving in once we are done with that process, which is a beautiful place. The Star card is a card of acceptance, of self-acceptance, of patience, of feeling connected also to the universe and its plan in a way. It's also a card of beauty. It is a card of vulnerability, but not necessarily weakness. So it is a card where we are very comfortable in with our vulnerabilities. We're very comfortable to show ourselves authentically. We're very, very convinced and sure and comfortable with where we are at. The place we're at, we have Venus also in this card. So the star is about Venus, and this is also, as far as I know, supposed to be Venus as a planet. And we do have Aquarius. Please let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I might have wrong memory of that, but I'm pretty sure this is referring to Venus in the Crowley deck. And she's really pouring that nurturing nectar of the universe above her head, and goes down again back. What we don't need, she pours back into the endlessness of creation in a way. So this is what this card is representing: being at the right place at the right time, being fully I want to say committed to yourself, to your authentic self, and being very comfortable with being and showing your authentic self. And of course, when we really want to go further, this card is standing for the star, being the star, you know, being your true, shining, authentic self, bringing yourself and bringing your light and bringing yourself into the world. And being happy to exist and helpful and an important piece of the puzzle by just being you. So this is beautiful, beautiful card. It is, as I think I've mentioned, connected to Aquarius, and we have this little transit, which is a huge transit from Pluto going from Capricorn into Aquarius. That was a huge shift, and it is a huge shift for a lot of people, especially for the cardinal signs, which Cancer is one of. So Death card is also standing for Pluto in a way. It's Scorpio, and Scorpio is connected to Pluto. So this could also be, astrologically speaking, a connection to what's been happening in Western astrology, or according to Western astrology, allegedly. Yeah. I always say I don't believe in astrology, but I do not believe in astrology. I'm that type of person, you know. I'm like an agnostic, and I'm also somebody who believes in helpful systems. So this is a helpful system to read the cards and to get some more insight. Okay, what we are moving into collectively, we have 2 major arcana, so this is a big deal, big deal. Cancer, of course, has to do with the home, the motherly, the nurturing, everything cozy, everything comfortable, everything comfort zone. So this is also finding maybe a new comfort zone, maybe also letting go of too comfortable things that maybe hold you back. Especially when it comes to perfecting or mastering maybe a craft, a skill, something monetary, a project, something that you really want to bring into the world. Because I'm saying this because we have the 8 of Pentacles here. And the 8 of Pentacles is a card of focus, is a card of discipline, is a card of doing the right thing at the right time. It is a card of the perfect practice. It is not that practice makes perfect. It is that perfect practice makes progress. And that's what we are trying to do here with the 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is really putting your energy focused into the right thing, into like using your resources in a way that they really have a chance to grow. Investing could be a very good card for seeing your investments really pay off, or understanding that you really reached a new level and now it's really just about the little details that need to be taken care of, and you're almost there. So now it's really about just tweaking the little things and mastering something, mastering your focus, mastering where to put your resources into. And this is beautiful because it's really coming from this place of peace within yourself, or peace with where you're at right now. So I do very much like that. All right, so this is our general energy. We have on the bottom of the deck, very beautiful, the King of Pentacles, or in this deck, the Knight of Pentacles. And this is a card of really establishment. I like to say establishment, but also in a sense that something is cultivated. As in farming, or as in the farming world. He's the farmer of the Knights, so you can see he's working the fields. His horse is quite tired because it is physical work. He at the same time does know when to rest. He does know when to put his resources into something. He knows the cycles of nature. He knows when things grow and when things don't, and therefore he is very, very good at creating wealth and abundance in a physical sense. So this is also about your body, how you feel in your physical body. This is about money. This is about food. This is about things that grow. This, of course, can be about business, but it's about very physical stuff. So maybe about products in a way, how you build products. But it can, in a more simple sense, just mean I've arrived in a place of security for myself, where I know what I need to feel safe and secure. So yes, we love that. We love that. Also, you can bring it into connection with Taurus. It's a Taurus card, and it's just a very beautiful card. I love this card. Okay, so that was the general energy. I love this for the full moon in Cancer. I know it says the wrong thing right now still in the life. It says the wrong thing, unfortunately, in the title, but I'm gonna change that very soon. All right. I've been thinking so much about Capricorn lately that maybe I made that mistake to write that down. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. So let's see what the cards want to say for relationships. I do need to do some cleansing of the things. Cleansing of the things. So yeah, this is quite powerful reading so far. Really arriving at a different place of stability and power. We also, underneath the Knight of Discs, there is a Four of Discs. Four Pentacles. All right, so this is, I think, better now. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and please check out all the other stuff I'm doing. I am a multidisciplinary artist and singer and musician, and the tarot is something that I just enjoy giving away into the world. Another creative thing. It is a good, for me, it's a good exercise to really be creative with your words, you know, it's like the art of interpretation. So that is something that I'm trying to, it's like improvisation with words. It's like jazz, but with words. Or so. All right, so let's see, relationships. We do have a World card. Wow. Okay, this is the other person. Oh, and I feel like the other person, this is confirmation, and this is another card for this other person, Queen of Swords and the World card. It is really a strong decision and a very clear decision to move up, to level up. To level up, this other person, the person you're dealing with, or this other energy, this doesn't have to be romantic, this can be romantic, it doesn't have to be, but there we're talking about a close relationship in your environment, and there is really a decision to level up from a person. Could be an air sign, which is Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Also making the right decisions, trying to do the right thing, trying to do the just thing, trying to do the fair thing, and moving into a new, a whole new reality. It's not a new chapter. With the World card or the Universe card, I always say it's not a new chapter, it's a whole new book. So this is really a clear decision to move forward and being very sure about the direction. The Queen of Swords is very, very sure about the direction she's going, and she is making all the right decisions strategically also to go where she wants to go. Maybe this is a move, maybe this is leaving something behind for good, which is a good thing though, which is not necessarily a sad thing in this case, and maybe it is also just waiting for the right moment, especially with the Queen. She's also waiting for the right moment to communicate, to make the decisions, to take the right steps into a direction, which is the Swords energy. The Swords energy is still all penetrating and all consuming. It is it's air energy, and it is words, and it is communication, and it is interaction, it is business, it is the law, it is everything that has to do with the reasoning and words. So and with the Queen of Swords, there is a very strong emphasis on the reasoning part, because she's really trying to do what's right for everybody. So beautiful. It seems like your person is making decisions that are just grown up. And there's a lot of love also involved in those decisions with the Queen. It's not just like a, you know, heartless type of thing. All right. So for you, this is a karmic, there's a karmic thing that is worked through here in this connection. With the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, it's something, maybe a lesson that we have seen in the past, but we haven't fully learned. Maybe something that we need to revisit to understand it better, and something that gets us also to realize that we are also part of creating our own destiny. Because the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is a card for me that lets us know that we also take part in creating our luck, in creating our wellness, in creating our abundance, in creating our independence also. Because the Wheel of Fortune, these karmic things, these ties, like the Death card here is trying to cut through, they keep us stuck, and we don't want to get stuck. We don't want to repeat things over and over again. So here is somebody who can also show us the way, really, honestly. I mean, even though you might not see it just yet, or we might not see it just yet, somebody sees very clearly. So this could be also a good person surrounding you with good judgment, that you can kind of trust in their analysis of the situation. It seems like they are not interested in being stuck in old cycles. They are not interested in being stuck in old patterns. So yeah, which is nice. And maybe we need that contrast right now. You know, we need that, because this could also be for Cancer, of course, family ties, generational dynamics that we don't want to carry on, or generational trauma that we don't want to repeat. And there might be a person who has a very clear understanding and can really help you also move out of something, and maybe let you also know the right things to do here to step more and more into your stability. Nice. So what's the connection here? The Moon card in the reverse. Wow, this is beautiful though. It seems like there is a connection in your surroundings right now that can really help you. And it could be an analyst. If you want to do therapy, or if you're interested in that type of thing, a therapist could really help you right now, especially a psychoanalyst. I know a lot of people don't like that type of therapy. But let's say just like a very analytical person in general. It doesn't need to be a psychoanalysis type of person. There is somebody maybe also who is a mother or has a child. It could be a motherly figure that can help you here. And we have the Moon in the reverse, and that's crazy because the full moon in Cancer, we have the Moon card, and the Moon card is also connected with Cancer. So it's not crazy, it's just what happens here on this channel. The Moon card is in the reverse, really saying like we might not be aware of how much relationship in the outside can really bring up things to the surface that we weren't aware, maybe from our old patterns, maybe from generational things, maybe from family ties, maybe from dynamics that we suppressed or were not very aware of how they affect our relationships. But there's somebody who can really help us move out of it, maybe, or bring it to light. Because with the Moon card in the reverse, it really is something coming up that we cannot really control. It's just coming up. It's not, we're not asking for it. We're not digging deep. We're not, it is the dynamic maybe between two people right now that is making this possible, I want to say, making this work possible, and it's slow and steady. That's the same type of energy or similar, even though the King and the Knight, this is not the same card in this, it's a little confusing anyway, but it's, you can see it's kind of a similar energy here. And this is really helping us to be more in our stability, and not only us, also the other person. The other person making these very clear-minded, straightforward, compassionate decisions to move on, to move into the next chapter or movie or book, is also this is helping her or him as well. You know, it's not just that this is helping us. This is a nice cathartic, I want to say, connection that can really help us go deeper in working through things that we don't want to repeat, and to be more stable. And this is really showing us the parts of ourselves that are now ready to make much clearer choices and decisions, and parts of ourselves that don't get confused so easily, which is the Queen of Swords. She doesn't get confused, especially when she's upright. She doesn't get confused. So yeah, wow, I love this. I will show you this image here real quick, so you can see what's going on the table. So yeah, this is what's happening here, and I'm gonna go do a little card pool for the signs. So I don't know what cards, maybe because I have these oracle cards here, I will use those, and they're really nice, and we can even, if we want to read maybe a little bit. So yeah, we start with Cancer. I said, let's start with Cancer. This is a beautiful reading. I really love this. I really like this. With the Star card coming out, the Moon card coming out for a Cancer reading. That's great. All right, Cancer, let's see what we need to know. Orphaned. Oh, okay. I'm not sure why, and this could be happening for all of us, that we feel a little left out and alone or abandoned for some reason. Maybe it is that, it could of course be, but I wouldn't advise people to do anything. I mean, in general, I wouldn't advise people to do anything, but I wouldn't advise people to stay stuck in a place that they know they cannot control anyway and change anyway, and not let a new clarity and way lead them out of the place, because we can fall back into this victim mentality, like, oh, I have no choice, you know. We don't want to become that person that becomes the victim of their own choices, because we do have a choice. The choices might be hard and difficult, and sometimes we might have to make a choice for ourselves and not for others. Sometimes we might have to make a choice for others and not for ourselves. And it is still our choice. So with the Orphan card, maybe we feel a little bit alone in our choices. Maybe we feel a little left out. Maybe we feel a little abandoned by people surrounding us, or disconnected also. But there is definitely people who want to help us also move into more stability and more of a grounded energy. So I will read, because it's for the Cancer, which is all of us in this particular reading. I want to read the text here also. Okay, a sense of loss and identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. Okay. We were all meant to have connections with other people within our families, society, the larger culture. No man is an island. And that is so important for Cancer to recognize, because that's what Cancer sometimes like to do, you know, to really retreat and think they have to do it all by themselves. And it's important to recognize when being a part of rather than separate from is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. That's what I was talking about in the beginning of the reading, if you remember, when I said, like, maybe we're grieving a part of ourselves that just doesn't belong anymore. And that is maybe that grief that we are experiencing here, also with the Death card. I intuitively put it on the Death card. This part that is not connected with surroundings, that part that is actually really orphaned. Maybe it is that part that we need to let go of. That feeling of being disconnected, that feeling of being alone, that feeling of being by yourself, that feeling of being an island. That part is not gonna help us move forward, you know. Sometimes, of course, it's important to isolate or to draw back or to recover and to take your time alone, but we still want to have those connections. So it also says, perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. Yeah, I love this. I love this. Because sometimes it's just really not your people anymore. And it's as simple as that. And it's no judgment, no competition, no nothing. It's just, it's not your people anymore. You've grown out of something, or they've grown out of something. It's just not the same vibe. So I want to also read the protection message. The shadow side of this card speaks to the essence of abandonment. Perhaps you feel a need to remain apart because intimacy is too threatening. It also warns against creating inappropriate family structures in order to conceal old wounds. It's time to address the unhealthy alliances you formed and make a decision to heal the past. Oh, wow. This hits the mark, like the nail on the head, right? It's time to address the unhealthy alliances you formed and make a decision to heal the past. You will not be abandoned by the world if you claim yourself as whole. Not all relationships are dysfunctional and not all of them will disappoint you. Don't abandon yourself. You can connect to others in a healthy way once you recognize your patterns and consciously choose to interrupt them. That's so... I'm so surprised positively. Life wants to love you. Let it. Oh, this is such a good book. I can recommend this book to any, because the cards are all over the place online, but this book is so good. Yeah, okay, Cancer. That's for all of us, but especially for Cancer. And I love this. So let's move on to... what comes after Cancer? Leo. Leo, exchanging gifts. Very nice. Exchanging gifts is a card of, as you can see, exchanging gifts. Yeah, this is a lot about also relationships, of course. That's why I want to read the relationship message. 27, also a nice number. 27, that's such a magical number. I do live in the apartment number 27, and it's weird because it's also a part of me does have to die here in this new apartment that I moved into a couple of months ago. And 27 also always reminds me of parts dying, because it's this, you know, the club of 27 with all these rock stars dying in the age of 27, and that is apparently a Saturn return thing, astrologically speaking. So here you go. Essential meaning: the law of giving and receiving, currency trade-offs, weighing costs and determining value. I'm going to read the relationship message. Love is an exchange, and we're talking love in all senses, you know. Love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let it flow out of you too. Love is truly yours today, dear Leo. Very cute. Okay, wow. The next one is already here with Virgo. Deep knowing. Deep knowing is a card of really having a deeper connection to your inner world, to your subconscious, to your maybe even unconscious. It is a sixth sense of understanding that you can trust your intuition, your wisdom, and it is also very much connected to the moon here, as you can see. So that's beautiful. I will read the general message of this card. Intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy, hypersensitivity. Intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with Source, the consciousness that you are a part of, but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to be logical. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or five senses, but which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then to act accordingly. You're now invited into this sacred dialogue of deep knowing. So tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. Love it. So this is really about listening also to the signs, or looking at the signs, tuning in to that everyday divine guidance. Libra. Ooh, unfinished symphony. There's something going on that you want to finish. Maybe it has to do with family because it's Cancer, or it has to do with home. Maybe it has to do with a creative project, just because this card suggests that it could be something maybe according to music. Maybe it has something to do with finishing up something with music. Who knows, maybe you're a musician. It is a creative act, because a symphony, it's a beautiful thing. We're trying to finish up something that is a beautiful thing. We're just not done with it yet. So this is part of the creation, of the whole creation. Let's see. And also it's a 10. So this is really about finishing something up, which I like. I never really noticed that this is the 10. Unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. Okay, maybe it's also something that you need to still learn about a situation where you haven't been quite, you haven't had all the insight that you needed. And also maybe in relationships, there is a sense of that something doesn't feel done yet for some reason. So the Oracle's message, this is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now, which is very much the Star card. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you're leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. Yeah. When it comes to relationships, I want to read this because Libra is the sign of relationships. So I'm just going to read this. Moving on is difficult when love lingers, things are left unsaid, and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write that letter, make that call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are, make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved and close the door on the past so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. All right. Okay. Yeah, so that's a personal tip, or I mean, I'm probably not the first person to tell you this, but I do like to, and this really works for me, when I have unfinished business with people where I know it is not gonna make things progress or better when I do meet them again, or like meet them physically, I do like to write letters, you know, that I never send, because it really expresses what's going on, and it feels like you've actually communicated it, and you did, you know, you communicated it out there into the universe, and it is something that you want to get rid of in your system, even though this never reaches the person physically, but maybe it does reach the person on an energetic level. I kind of want to believe in that. So I just know for myself personally, it does help it does trick your mind to think that it has had that conversation, you know, and that you made your point. So that's a very freeing, often freeing thing to do. All right, Scorpio. Peace. Oh, we love that for Scorpio. So I don't know what to say to this, but peace, of course, in any way, form, or shape is a good thing and is possible for you right now, Scorpio. And I don't think I'm going to go any deeper within other than reading this beautiful card. I do like the imagery of this quite a lot. The colors are very, very pleasant. And this egg that also symbolizes new life, of course. So this is just, I mean, it's just a great card. And that's what we are all thriving for. And especially when Scorpio energy comes into a moment of peace, that is very powerful, because Scorpio emotionally amplifies everything by 10, I feel like. So it is, you know, everything Scorpio is just 10 times more intense. So if we have peace 10 times more intense, that's good for all of us. And this thing also comes with making peace probably with letting go of these old parts of the self, because this death card is also a Scorpio card. So this is tied to this topic of this card. All right, Sagittarius. I need a sip of water. Water. I'm still trying to say things in a British accent. I just can't. I don't know why. I'm just terrible at it. I will practice. I will get better. You should never say you're terrible at something, because that's just building barriers. All right, Sagittarius. Ooh, milk and honey. You lucky bastards. Sagittarius, just having a good time over there. Letting all the good things coming in and happening. And there's like a car alarm going off outside right now. Of course, during the Sagittarius reading. Mayhem. Yeah, I don't think you hear that probably. This is a beautiful card. This is really the universe telling you that all the good things are available and are possible for you and coming your way, and you can really enjoy the nice things of life. Or you should really put your attention to enjoying the pleasant things of life, the play and the fun and the good food and the good company and the good health, and you know, just the joy and the fun of it. It is the time to feel that for you, and it is also coming towards you if you want it or not with this milk and honey card. All right, Capricorn. You guys are on my mind for some reason. Yeah, Capricorn. Ooh, building blocks, of course. Capricorn is working, as always. Yeah, I mean, build that foundation for whatever it is, you know, continue building. It is, it can be preparation for business stuff or for work stuff or for just getting really a solid foundation to move forward and to not get knocked off your feet easily. I do like to read this as a career card or a very like money material type of card. So it's really about building a strong foundation that can't be knocked over that easily. Also, of course, with relationships, this could be a thing that you're slowly building relationships, maybe work relationships, maybe even, you know, relationships where you feel like this is a long-term thing, or you really want to build on a connection make a connection a little more solid, a little stronger. This could be also, for some reason, I'm thinking about kids. I'm not sure why, but also trying to really put the work in to having a solid relationship with your close ones. And that is, yeah, beautiful card. So nice work it, Capricorn. We're still in Capricorn season, so maybe also good for all of us. Aquarius. Aquarius here at the center of the reading. Aquarius. Mending. Oh, nice. Maybe you want to find common ground again with people where it was in the past, and I want to say for some reason the recent past, hard to find common ground with. This is a very fruitful and nice and beautiful card because it's also challenging, you know. I mean, it depends on what kind of what type of person you are, how agreeable you are, how much of conflict you can endure, how you are having an easy time to cut off people. But this is the big art, you know, to really find that connection even though there are the differences, you know. And that is the big, probably the big Aquarius trait also in a way, because Aquarius is also standing for society as a whole, and that is the societal contract also. You know, we don't have to agree on everything to be able to work together on building something that still works for everybody. So yeah, this is very Aquarius, and very humanitarian and idealistic at the same time. And we need it. So Pisces is coming to the edge. What else is new? Well, Pisces, it's time. It's time to really make that jump, to take that leap of faith, to really go even further than you thought you're capable of going. So this is really taking a risk also. Taking a risk on that job, that move, that relationship, that person, that project, that new hobby, even though it feels so scary. And now is the time. Now is the time to really go into that anxious place, I want to say, and take and jump over the cliff, and let yourself free fall. Oof, scary, I know. Scary stuff. Okay, Aries. The fates, well, that's a beautiful one. Trust that things are working in your favor. This is a beautiful card. See how she's just like so comfortable with herself, making herself feel warm and cozy and loving on herself, and knowing that she's safe. You know, the fates is really a card about also believing that the world and life only has the best in store for us at this time. And it's really the way things are happening for us. And we just have a real deep belief that this is the truth, that things are happening for us right now. Even though they are difficult, we do believe that things are happening for us. And that's a wonderful, wonderful energy, because there's so much trust here and faith in life itself. It's very profound and very deep, I think, this card. So yeah, good for you, Aries. Taurus. We have Taurus here as a big kind of emphasis in the reading. On the ground of the deck, actually. So yeah. Ooh, loyal heart. Well, Taurus, for you, this is really about relationships, of course, and not necessarily only with people, but also things. What do you want to be loyal to, and what does loyalty mean even? Because we have this misconception, I would say, that just because you're present all the time means that you are loyal to something, which is not the case. It's more like, I do believe in the growth of a thing or a cause or a person, and therefore I'm doing the best in my abilities to support, and I would say that is loyalty. And also, if they're down or if they're not meeting my expectations, I will still be here supporting. Loyalty is not just like, well, I'm hanging around this person all the time and I'm just gonna be here no matter what, but still give them a shitty hard time if they fuck up, you know? It's like, that's not loyalty. It is also not loyalty to just, you know, be completely appeasing all the time and not give somebody an honest opinion about them when you feel like somebody's self-destructive or what have you. I do think I don't need to go deeper into explaining what I mean. But yeah, I think this is more about awareness of what do I want to, how do I want to express my loyalty, and what am I loyal towards? And yeah, also about really focusing those resources into the right environments, because we need time and energy to express our loyalty, not only by words but also by actions. And and it came out again, and it fell on my diary, as you could see, or on my notebook, and I was writing a lot of stuff down yesterday, and it was a lot about people. So I think this is just something I need to talk about with you real quick. Which people do need to be on hold or on distance, and which people need to be or can be allowed in my circle, and which people also maybe just pretend loyalty by just being around you all the fucking time, even though you know their intentions are not selfless. Let's put it that way. And not that everybody has to be selfless, but you know, when people try to make something appear like they are so supportive of you just because they're around all the time and they're hanging out with you all the time, but you know, it really is out of self-interest mainly. So that's coming up here. That is coming up. All right. Gemini. And that's the last one. Perfect. Perfect timing. And the candle is also in perfect timing. I don't even have to, I cannot even plan this. All right, so Gemini is poised. Wow, look at that. Well, good times for you, Gemini, for sure. So how, and this is, of course, these cards are not trying to be predictions. They're just trying to get your focus to what is possible. And it is possible to be really excited right now about things, and to find that excitement, and to find that joy, and to find that lucky pep in your step, I want to say. Yeah, and to get really, really excited and joyful about life. And yes, of course, maybe something's coming your way that is giving you that feeling, maybe a good message, or maybe something's working out the way you were imagining it to work out. But this is really also about how can I bring this into my life in my little everyday moments, you know. How can I get excited about the food on my plate, or how can I get excited about the beautiful air and sun and moon and trees and everything that is just outside my doorstep, you know. There's so many things to be absolutely overjoyed about when we really, really become aware and let ourselves go to these feelings, because there is so much things that are just incredibly amazing in this existence. So yeah, go to those places. Let yourself feel those things. And this is a wonderful way to end the reading. And the cards are saying, yes, it's time for a nap. All right, you guys. Again, I apologize for the wrong title in the beginning. This should be changed in no time, and please check out my description box. Please subscribe, that's what I wanted to say. Leave a comment, please, because this is good for the YouTube algorithm. If you leave a comment, then this video will be a little more active for the algorithm. And I'm also, of course, interested in what you have to say. And yeah, everything you need to know about private readings, personal readings, you find in the description box. Anything else you want to know, you can always ask in the comments. And if you want to book a reading in person, then you can also email me. Of course, you find all the information in the description box. So yeah, I'll talk to you soon, and I'm thankful for every single one of you who is watching this, and also I hope I can give you some insight, input that you can work with, and that is hopefully a little bit of an inspiration to move forward. So I'll talk to you soon, and goodbye.